G'day all and welcome back to the channel. I've been sent this little underwater drone from a company called Chasing. They specialise in underwater drones from commercial down to just your consumer drones. So this is the Dory. It's a consumer drone which is designed specifically for families and travellers. A lot of Chasing's underwater drones are specifically designed for aquaculture, hull inspections, scientific experiments and emergency rescues. So they've got a pretty in-depth amount of product there for you to have a look at. I'm going to link in the description their website and a product link for Dory here if anyone's interested after having a look at this. So let's get into it and see what the Dory has to offer. So the Dory is considered the world's smallest, smartest underwater drone. It can be used in a range of areas such as pools, creeks, lakes, to do some exploring or just enjoying videoing family fun. It weighs in at only 1.1 kilograms and you can hold it in the palm of your hands. Dory has a really cool angle positioning where you can tilt the drone on a 45-degree angle to look down at the seabed or look up at the top of the water. It comes with depth lock as well, and it has a 4,800 milliamp battery which can give you at least 1 hour of runtime. At the front it has two 250 lumen LED lights and capture your footage in 1080p. Dory lets you play dual mode, so what you're really doing is connecting a phone to the Wi-Fi buoy. Up to 2 mobile phones can connect into that as well. So you can have 2 people, one can operate the machine while the other one operates the camera. So with the Chasing Dory app, all you need is your smartphone, but you do have the option to get the controller as well for extra. The size of it is 247 millimeters in length by 188 millimeters in width, and it's got a thickness of 92 millimeters. Weighing in at 1.1 kilograms, it goes down to a maximum depth of 15 meters and has a maximum speed of 1.5 knots, so it's not designed for strong currents or anything like that. Battery life, they stayed up to 60 minutes and cycle time of 300 cycles. So the camera takes both pictures and videos. You get up to 2 megapixel 1920 by 1080 pixel photos and video. So video shoots at 30 frames per second, so it's not high quality. It's good, but it's not commercial grade or anything like that. It has a depth sensor and a temperature sensor. It tells you what temperature the water is and what depth your craft is at. It comes with 2 bright LED lights, 250 lumen lights, and the buoy has 16 gigabytes of internal storage and a Wi-Fi distance of 15 meters. You can drift it in the water. It does float. Charging time, they claim, is up to 3 hours to charge Dory up. So if you open up the backpack, this is how it's laid out. So you get the controller with it. It has screw-in knobs for the gimbals, a little metal knobs, so that's nice. And you've got your phone holder on the back here, which you have to put together. It's held in by a thumb screw. On the front of the transmitter, you've got your switch, your on-off switch. Have your battery bars up the top here, 4 lights, and your little Wi-Fi signal here. You've got your unlock Dory here, so when you want to go play with it in the water, that's your unlock to start the motors. Cord function up the top here. You can swap between video and photos up the top. You turn your light on with your little roller here. The top here is your tilt, your 45 tilt, so the Dory can look down and look up at the top of the water. The Wi-Fi buoy, you've got a little plug here where your cable connects into. Has a little light on the back here to tell you when it's connected up. In here you've got your tether. It's a 15-meter tether. They just screw in. You've got a little O-ring to stop the water getting in around the edge here, and it just screws up to the back of the craft and to the buoy. A nice little towel to wipe the craft down when you get it out of the water. And here's Dory itself, so you can see it's not overly big. It's not much bigger than my hand actually. It's solid. It doesn't feel cheap or anything like that. It's pretty solid little kit. It runs on a 3S LiPo, 4800 milliamps. So on the back you've got two motors here, and your little plug for your tether goes in here. You've got another motor on the top and two more motors at the front on the top. So in total you've got 5 motors powering it. You've got your two little LEDs here, 250 lumen LEDs, and your camera, which is 1080p camera. In this bag here you've got your phone holder, so that just connects, and it connects to the back of your transmitter, and your phone just connects and sits in there. You also get your charger, which has multiple international plugs, and to charge it up, this just plugs into the back of Dory. So we headed to a local creek to put Dory to the test. Conditions weren't ideal, the weather was rough and the creek was flowing, so we had to take things slow and be careful with the current. Once we found a suitable spot, I unpacked Dory from the backpack and attached the tether to the rear of the drone, then secured the other end to the buoy. As soon as the tether is connected, Dory powers up automatically. From there, we launched the chasing app and connected via Wi-Fi to both Dory's buoy and the controller. Setup was quick and straightforward. Hand launching Dory was super easy. You literally just drop it into the water. After that, it's a simple press of the unlock button on the controller and the motors spool up and you're ready to start exploring the underwater. What you're seeing here is the raw video footage straight from Dory's 1080p camera. There has been no colour grading or any adjustments done to this footage at all, and for a consumer grade underwater drone at this size, I think the image quality is actually quite good and more than satisfactory for general exploration and casual filming. Just keep in mind, this is also my first time using this underwater drone, so I'm learning the controls and techniques as I go during this footage. I've angled the tilt of the craft down to around -20 degrees, which makes it much easier to see the creek bed below. The water here is flowing slightly, which a Dory handled reasonably well, but in this area it was difficult to film or spot any fish. Because of that, most of the focus now I was exploring the bottom of the creek, while getting a feel of how Dory handles and responds to underwater. It didn't take long to find Dory really easy to use, and I was quickly getting familiar with the controls and buttons on the transmitter. Here's a great shot of Dory passing by, and it was at this point I realised turning the LED lights on actually made a noticeable difference. The view through the app was a bit clearer, and I think the LEDs may have even helped improve the overall video footage when closer to the bottom. I continued cruising close to the bottom of the creek, exploring and looking for anything interesting, but unfortunately there wasn't much to see in this spot. Dory definitely felt best when moving at the slower pace, and it handled itself okay when pushing out a little bit more into the areas where there was a little bit more current. Here we can see outside footage of Dory in action with the LED lights on, and you can really see how bright the LEDs are from above the water. Overall, I felt this was a really solid little craft, perfect for slow underwater exploring, and the ease of use was so good that I decided to hand the controls over to my wife. She's never used any type of radio controlled craft before, so this would be her very first go. With my wife now in control, I did my best to give her a quick crash course on how everything worked. I told her to take it slowly, as Dory definitely seems to perform best in these conditions when moving at slower pace. She was starting to get the hang of the controls, but as the craft was lowered towards the creek bed, it began to stir up and suck in the silt from the bottom. In hindsight, I probably should have let her learn in deeper water. With limited depth and no prior radio-controlled experience, the craft ended up being lowered back down again, pulling up even more silt. It was at this point that I noticed the rear motor had stopped working. Something must have jammed in it, or so I was hoping. So I decided to abort the run and pull Dory out of the water for a closer inspection. So now that I'm back, I've gone over Dory. It was this back motor here that was jammed. It had two little rocks in it from when we went down onto the creek bed there. It sucked up a lot of rocks and jammed the back motor. Everything's fine. I've just had to get a skewer and basically just poke them out. The motor spins up fine, and I've tested it in the bathtub, so it's all good. And it's all cleaned up, ready to go for its next trip. So I've enjoyed that. That was fun. And my wife enjoyed it too. She has never flown anything before or operated any radio control craft, so that was all totally new to her. And I feel like she was picking it up. This is quite an easy underwater drone to manoeuvre. If you're a vlogger, let's say, or just someone that's looking for a little bit of extra in your video footage, I reckon this is a great little tool to have. This is definitely going to be worth it for us, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone. Go and check out the links and all that I've left down below to Chasing's website, and check out the Dory. You can actually get one of these equipped with a metal detector and a net. I reckon it'd be great for kids exploring the bottom of the creek beds looking for treasure. But yeah, I enjoyed this, and so did my wife, so we're going to do many more little adventures with this along the way. Go and check out their website. They've got some great stuff on there, and hope to see you in the next video. Stay safe, and we'll see you when we either hit the water or go in the air again. Bye for now.